Phil Cohen here, Cohen on Content with LindaHofflander from The Handa Group.
The Handa Group.
I met Linda on a bus in Las Vegas. I know that starts to sound a little weird, but no. You were giving the tour, right? You were honchoing the tour for all the digital signage locations in Las Vegas 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Probably 3 years ago.
Yeah. And it was cool. It was a lot of fun. And you're running consulting company. I know you're not the president and CEO, you're the chief strategy officer. I think that's cool. I'm going to change mine. I don't know to what. I won't copy. But it occurred to me, you were facilitating, running, managing, whatever it was, a webinar that I was on last month or the month before. And I was talking about content. And I was thinking, Linda's consulting firm, you really get involved with developing the strategies to turn around businesses or to help businesses go to the next level in the digital signage industry. And I was thinking, what are your ideas on content? What do you tell these guys on content, if anything at all?
Yeah, it's really interesting, Phil, because I work up the chain and down the chain, and that means that I work with companies that are doing software and development and content, but then I also work with the deployers or the end users. And so, for me, content, it kind of depends on what the ultimate goal is. And so I actually really like content that's intelligent content, things that can kind of take your business to the next level.
Wait a minute, was that a slap? I got intelligent content.
Yeah. I think for me, intelligent content is really actually linking kind of your client's business model and the metrics and what they're trying to do. And if you can actually monitor through data trends and whatnot that can then control the content that's getting displayed to the screen, that's cool stuff. And I think that's where the future is going to be, is managing the content that's going to be extremely relevant to the audience.
Let me ask you about that, and I want to remember that thing about where the future is going to be, because I want to talk to you about content and multiple screens. Right now, you've got different kinds of clients. Mm-hmm. I'm ad supported, and I'm in the business of recall. Mm-hmm. It's all about the recall and then the translation of recall to CPM. Mm-hmm. But you have clients that are in the eyeball business, mm-hmm. I think, right? In the aggregation of impressions. What are you doing on both of those areas, if anything, and how are you helping them decide if they should be in two different areas, one of them or the other?
Yeah, content's really interesting, and I think, for most of us, there's so much messaging being thrown at us nonstop that you need to keep a couple of things always in the forefront, and one of them is that the content needs to be based in truth. There has to be a truthful aspect to whatever it is you're creating. It needs to be simple, so that it's not just bombarding you with tons of information all at one time. And so you have the simplicity, you have the truth, because you're keeping it relevant to what it is that you're trying to sell, and it has to entertain a little bit. And so if you keep those things in mind when you're developing content, you'll get those eyeballs looking at it, because it's something that means something to the viewer.
Okay. I might use that this afternoon. Intelligent content and, all right, future. I'm going to sit in on a talk this afternoon where this one company did the convergence of screens kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it was the same line of a message, not the same content. One was on their television screen, one was on their social media, one was on their digital signage screen, and then that related to the little screen on the mm-hmm. smartphone. When I look at that, I'm thinking, you know what? You've got to have content that's specifically developed for each of those screens. You can't take the same, and that's a one-man survey. That's what I'm saying. You've got clients that are going to, and feel free to tell me I'm wrong. I'll argue with you, but feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Where would you go with something like that?
Well, I think that what you're seeing is the layering, is that you have to touch your customer a number of times before they actually get your message. And so whether you're delivering it through one screen form or another, the more that you can get that message out. And what you do is you actually do customize the messaging so that it is appropriately displayed on the device that you're delivering the message from. Okay. So I think it's important to do that.
In the place-based aspect of a digital signage screen, maybe I'm prejudiced because it's a digital signage screen, but I see where that's a driver from there to the little smartphone screen. Am I wrong?
I think that there's a lot of things that are going to be kind of integrated in that together, because whenever you start jumping into the phone, my mind will go into these, huge opportunities. There's so many things that you can do once you start linking in all of the different technologies.
Right.
And I think that you just have to, look at what the message is that you're trying to deliver. I think that you're going to start seeing more loyalty cards that have more individual profiles downloaded onto that information, so that content on screens is specifically driven by who you are. So like, let's say that, my kids are grown and gone, and so the message that comes to me if I was looking at, laundry soap or whatnot, isn't about doing the 10 loads of laundry a day any longer, but it's your fine
I get you.
products.
I
And
get
so,
you.
controlling the messaging and then sending it, and using your phones for couponing. There's lots of different types of messaging that's going to be.
I saw on one of these
Used.
LinkedIn, somebody said, is the phone screen going to eliminate the digital signage screen? I was thinking, we are integrated. Our commercials, many of the commercials that run on my networks, direct or drive the viewer to use their phone for the next step, the texting, to get more information. So I don't say where one has anything negative to the other. I think they're complementary.
Yeah, I think they are complementary, and I think it's really interesting. Something new that happened for me just this week actually was driving along in the car, and a song came on, and all of a sudden an advertisement scrolled across my display in my car.
Wow.
And I went, wow, when did they start putting advertisements behind music, in your automobile? And then I started thinking about it. Okay, that's limited characters, and so how are they going to layer that in other campaigns? So again, when you get into that layering, you're going to get one little bit through your cell phone or your smartphone,
Yeah.
one through your car dashboard, one through digital signage, one through television. All the
Scary.
screens work together.
This cool benefit here is getting one of these, top shelf consultants to come in, sit down and talk for nothing, and then you guys get all that information from them.
There you go.
Linda, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate your help.
You'll see me. Well, we'll do it again. All right.
Alrighty.
Oh, by the way, we're here from the Digital Screen Media Association's Customer Engagement. Can you hear me over there? Technology World. And this is really a busy show.
Yes, been
See you
fun.
next week.
Thanks.
Bye.